Hey guys, welcome back to the shop. I've got a quick update for you today. So let's just get right started. I'm in my workout clothes because I'm about to go work out, and this is literally the only time that I have to film this for you. I've been working on the Helldiver slowly but surely, and as you can see, we're in a really good place. So at the end of last video, I mentioned that I had some work to do with the fuselage, and so I'm going to go ahead and separate the fuselage from the wings so I can show you exactly what I did. Alright, so right off the rip, I'm going to just show you that, yes, the fuselage is partially glassed already. Just, again, doing things a little bit here and there. I'm using my standard method of using 3/4 ounce fiberglass cloth along with sanding sealer. Sanding sealer. Uh, this stuff works great because it doesn't smell very bad at all, and you can use a hair dryer to accelerate the drying and then let it cure out overnight. It works really, really great that way. So I'm getting bits and pieces of it glassed as I have time. Now, the bottom pieces, yes, I got the bottom done. I got the chin all done, as well as the sides and the top. And then I went to town shaping, made a holy mess of the shop. I'm using wood rasping files as well as metal files to just sort of knock off the basic shape. And then I used 80 grit sandpaper on an aluminum bar to do shaping after that. And then the final sanding was done by hand with 150 grit sandpaper. So that's my general process. It's pretty straightforward. This is more like sculpting than building models. So again, if you screw up, the cool thing about using the foam is just cut it off and do it again. Don't be afraid to just cut it off and do it again, because it really doesn't take that much time, as you can see. So then after that, I took the ply pieces for the fillets and glued those on using some tape. Made sure that the wing was also secured on there. That's part of the reason why I needed to secure the wing to the fuselage, was to hold these on. Make sure you wet your ply with some water before you do that, so that it helps curve to shape. It's a little curvier at the leading edge, obviously, so that's a good trick for that. But mounting these with the wing in place ensured that these lay nice and flat on the wing, which they obviously do. From there, I took some more foam and did the inserts for the fillets themselves, just an insert of square foam, and again using the same technique, using the rasping files. And then I used so I have rasping files that are kind of, well, they're rounded, and as well as a metal file that's rounded as well. So I used those to like help create a bevel. But then I used a piece of sandpaper, 150 grit, on a wooden dowel to really help me get in there. And then again, final sanding using the 150 grit on my fingers. So I've got a nice blend. It's not perfect. I'm not going for perfect on this airplane. I'm going for enough. I'm trying to get just the right look. So at this point, I'm very, very happy with the shape of the fuselage. It's great. The motor still turns. The battery hatch is still well clearanced. So from there, I went ahead and I went to Home Depot with a piece of the covering film, which is blue, and I got color matched paint. Now, the cool thing about the color matched paint is based off of the color, I learned this, based off of the color, they give you different bases. And so for this, I was actually able to get a satin finish. Sometimes in the past, well, most of the time in the past, I've gotten a matte finish, which is kind of nice because then you can apply a clear coat to even things out. But I think with the satin finish, I'll be able to do the same thing with a semi-gloss clear and be able to make it look nice and even. So far, it's going really well. And with that, I'll pull up the wings and show you how that's going. All right, so the wings are basically done. The wing, it's flyable at this point, and I say flyable like meaning full-heartedly, like you could strap this on it and go fly with it. The bottom and the top are done, and the control surfaces are covered as well and hinged, and they are connected to the servos. I've gone ahead and done a quick programming of the servos, checking rates on my ailerons as well as the throw on the flaps. I used a 2-point curve on my radio for the flaps, and slowed them down for 3 seconds between the one end point and the other. That way I have a smoother transition because I prefer to use a slider, not a switch, for my flap positions. So that being said, there are a couple of things that I want to note. So yes, what you're looking at here is a covered wing with a painted foam belly. The foam is a little bit giving, and that's okay. I'm not expecting it to be perfect still, but it's repairable if there's ever a belly landing, which is cool. The wingtips also painted, fiberglassed over all of these foam bits, obviously. The one thing that I'm not entirely happy with is the wheels. So the wheels work, they're the right size that I need, but there is a ridge of foam in the center of the tire that catches on the edge of the wheel well arch, and it kind of bugs me. It seems like a potential failure point, but really all I need to do is go in with a razor or some sort of snips or something and just clip that ridge off, and it'll be fine, because it catches on the edge of the balsa every time it goes up or down. It's really kind of annoying and frustrating. So that said, I'm happy with the covering job. I'm not going to talk about covering. I never do on my channel because I'm terrible at it. What you see here is a culmination of, in my 41 years of life, this is literally the best I've been able to do. I'm just not that good at this skill. I can't explain why. I'm not very good at it. The Ultra Coat from Horizon Hobby does a good job of covering up my mistakes. But again, the best I can tell you is to go check out other YouTubers or instructions, magazine articles. There's tons of resources on it online. Find something that works for you. That's everything that I say all the time here, is find something that works for you, because I can't tell you on covering what to do. Just not my skill. So with that said, we have to put on the tail. So really I need to finish glassing all of the fuselage. The fuselage then needs to be painted. While all of that is going on, I can work on the tail planes. So let me get those real quick. The tail planes are really straightforward. You've got a rudder and a vertical stabilizer, but the vertical stabilizer is in 2 pieces that I need to carefully glue together. It needs to be shaped both leading edge and trailing edge, and leading edge of the control surface like the rudder or the elevators. All that needs to be beveled and shaped, finished, sanded, and then it needs to be covered with more covering film. Yay! So that is the vertical stab, and then the horizontal, exactly the same. Nothing to glue together here. However, the 2 elevators, I need to create a joiner, and I'll do that with a piece of push rod. Just bend some U shape in it, and that'll be good to go. And then I need to do the installation once the covering film is on. And that'll be done using like epoxy, just for some peace of mind on the tail. Just, like some 5-10 minute epoxy, something like that. Again, I'm not anticipating this airplane going that fast. So those of you who are saying, oh, you should be using 30-minute epoxy. Well, yeah, I should be using 30-minute epoxy if I'm planning on this going faster than my smoothie from Balsa USA, which goes at least 100 miles an hour. I'm not planning this airplane to go that fast. Okay, not going to harp on that too much more. So after that, we're pretty much on the home stretch. I put in a request today with Callie at Callie Graphics. She's always the go-to. Just going to do some basic markings here so that it looks somewhat scale. It actually is a scale scheme that I've got planned. There's various reasons why, but I'll get into that later. And until next time, guys, seriously, just keep plugging away at those flying works of art.